and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Alright, the first item of business, approval of the May 16th study session minutes.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Next up, public comments. Exhausted group of public.
Line up.
Alright, hearing none, we will move on to approval of the bills.
Move to pay the bill.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Old business, resolution number 24-01, accepting the retirement of the provisional judge. You have, I think you have a picture, yeah, a copy of the resolution. Yep.
So are we just moving to approve or?
Yeah, we just need a motion to approve the resolution.
Okay, I make a motion to approve.
Second.
Any questions, concerns, or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next up, discussion, consideration, and possible action regarding improving the bids for the 2024 street improvement project. Did you have the various vendors there? Would be some fairly competitive prices. And you probably did this also, but I went through and matched up and the total bids, rank order, it works out the same for each individual project. I'd like to see if one project, maybe somebody was cheaper than the other, but it did, the order fell the same on all of them.
Yeah, with the same thing, the same company went across. So.
Yeah, All Pro is the.
Yeah. Now, these are, they're all going to provide the exact same service, is that correct?
That was they had the same spec sheets.
Yeah. Okay, just want to double check.
And that was on the Central Street project, was that just the patching or taking out those areas that are so degraded?
Yeah, it's fixing the bad spots and then come back with the microsurfacing on. That's how all the projects are. It's not, like I said, it doesn't include putting new curbs in, it doesn't include none of that. What we got is, like I said, we bid it out in 3 phases, but it'll be one contract and we can decide which phases to do as time goes on, but they will be locked into contract with us to do all 3 phases. So the first phase is Central Street, South Central. The second phase is BB Highway to Veterans Drive on Park Avenue. And then the third phase is from Veterans Drive to Lee Street on Park Avenue.
Would they have, was it discussed that if we run these back to back, that they would discount or remove the additional mobilization?
Yes. Yeah. So, like I said, what I'm looking for tonight is to put the lowest bidder, but then we can also decide, all right, do you want to do phase 1 and phase 2? Do you just want to do phase 1 and put it on phase 2? Like I said, it's bid out, so, and we got to, kind of like we did the last project, we got to asphalt calculate index so that prices go up, and that automatically goes up too.
Mr. Mayor, what do we have in the street fund?
200, as of June 4th, we had $217,275.76. But we bring in about 18,000 a month.
I think it's 20, 30 sometimes.
Yeah, over the last 90 days, it's been between 15 and 20.
What's the average for expenditures for the street fund? Let's say we wait them up, like we approve these, we wait them up just to get us up, and then we can do both phase 1 and 2, and then do this around 18K in theory.
Yeah, my thought was is that if I'm going to guess this project's probably going to take every bit of 90 days.
Oh, yeah.
True. So we've been in accumulation mode. We've been in at the end of March we had 180,000. At the end of April we had 200,000. At the end of May we had 218,000. So we probably would have 40,000 or so. If this project goes 90 days and you spend all in
we could at least be safe to do phase 1 and 2.
Yeah, they say 1 and 2 I feel very comfortable with, and if we could give them an answer before the end of phase 2 to start phase 3.
That's all we're obligated to do is apply before they finish phase 2, so we get the.
Well, I think I would say, but again, that phase 3 mobilization was $2,900,
So,
so
okay, but as long as they know before phase 2 is done, we save that mobilization fee then.
I would have to defer to Joe.
Yeah, I
would
mean,
be yes,
I
but
had talked to the contractor to find out.
if they haven't taken another job in that period of time.
Right.
They usually, yeah, they did it out of 3 separate phases, so that's why they tried to add the mobilization charge. I'm sure they would take it away, but I'll find out definitely.
Joe, have we ever used all-pro asphalt?
No, I talked with Jim Ross, and he said that he's used it before another project, and they do a good job.
Because we've used Phillips, that was.
We use Phillips,
Right.
who mainly does our work.
And I don't know if they got the bid, but I know All Pro bid our driveways or parking lots at work. I don't know that we've awarded it yet.
And I went on case net and stuff like that, looked, and I could see them bad about it, as far as being sued or.
Always a good thing.
Thanks for being proactive. Is there anything that comes to mind that if we do this and then there's that one major thing that's gonna blow, is there anything that you think that just blow us out of the water, streetwise?
Not that it just jumps out at me, I mean, I'm more, my biggest concern is getting this locked in while oil prices are not great
Right.
today, but OPEC says they wanted $100 a barrel, we're $80 today, so get it before the prices go up.
Right.
My thought.
The speculation I keep saying is it's gonna go down, so, because we're out producing everybody right now,
But they can always keep turning their spigot
Yeah,
down
sure.
to keep the prices up.
Sure.
So we can't keep tapping the reserve.
No.
I mean.
Any thoughts?
All-pro seems, I mean, if we were not getting any red flags, it seems like it'd be okay.
And I would say that would probably be, when you take those other mobilizations out, should be around 210.
I mean, we're looking at saving, what, 23 grand by using them up against the next cheapest price, so.
Kind of in the season to
Yeah.
get it done, so we get it done before school starts. We're not disrupting the streets with the school buses and kids and all that good stuff.
I make a motion to do the all-pro asphalt for phase 1 and 2 bids.
Any other questions?
And we'll be good with the spray park for phase, by the time we get to phase 2, is that good?
Yeah, I just asked him that.
Oh.
He said they should have the new water line in.
We're gonna be doing the water line next week, so we'll be out of the way before they get ready to take care of the asphalt repairs, so
Okay.
we can do our patch that we need to do, and then they can repair whatever needs to be done from there.
All right. That's all I have.
To be the second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Yeah.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, if I could get a motion to amend the agenda to talk about the spray park for.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Madam Park Board.
Okay, well, it was brought to our attention that we could do some upgrades on the cement and the blocks in the bathroom to have a sealant put on them. It is to, if graffiti is sprayed on it, it makes it easier to come off. And also it, like on the spray pad itself, it's a sealant to help from the water deteriorating it sooner. And then the other thing was to use spray foam in the ceiling of the bathroom. That will help temperature-wise, keep things cooler or warmer. And also to put some pin up to protect it so people aren't constantly poking at it and tearing it up that way. Did you give them the bid amounts?
No.
No, okay. So there's 3 different amounts which total 10,000. And Park Board approved it last night, and we would just like to get your approval to upgrade and do that.
The park board approved it, I'll make that motion.
For the spray foam?
Yeah, for the foam.
And then the treatments, the various treatments.
Yeah, so to break it down, it was 4,000, that's for the sealant, for the bathroom, and the spray pad. And then the foam was 2,500, and the tin and install was 3,000. So the three things total 10,000.
And now what that does on the 10, putting metal inside of the bathroom, instead of just seeing stud walls on the inside unfinished, that's gonna put white metal on the roof and the upper walls, which is only, 40 inches tall up above, but it's gonna put white metal all in there to make it look a lot cleaner, brighter, easier to maintain. And the sealant is being done on the outside and the inside of the building. So if there is graffiti, we can power wash it off and it will not leave as much of a stain where whenever it is very porous concrete. So whenever somebody graffitis it, we go down and power wash it off, it's always gonna leave that cleaner spot, and you're gonna be able to see the old letters and stuff. Where with this stuff, it really does minimize that. The one, not downside, but the one other maintenance thing with it is if somebody does graffiti it and we go down and power wash it, then it does have to be resealed again. But to do one small area, as you can imagine, it's a whole lot less money than doing a whole project, So it just makes it to where if something does happen, we can correct it fairly easy.
I'll second that first motion.
Okay, any questions?
I'm assuming you got plenty of funds to cover that.
Yes.
Basic question.
Capital improvements at 429,000 current balance.
And I'll add something to that question, because that's a really good question. And I'm just kind of saying this as a citizen being on the outside. I mean, I get to see a lot of what's going on with it, as far as the Bell Park for sure, but with her being on the park board, the one thing that I have stressed to everybody about this spray park, it is so cool that the day we're done, the spray park's paid for. There's no money owed. It is paid for. And I think that's a huge thing for a community our size.
Agreed.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, and the other, on the operating fund will be ordinance, right, that we'll have to
Yeah.
modify, and that'll be brought to the next meeting to vote on. Next up, elected officials' comments. I do have one thing I'd like you to think about. Joe is gonna verify this to make sure we can, but that meter deposit fund has been running over $70,000 a month for quite some time. What I'd like to have you all think about is, let's put 50,000 of that into a CD and at least get some kind of return on it, because we're not even getting interest on it in that current account.
5% or pretty close.
Yeah, that was my guess, low risk, and
Absolutely.
go that way. And I don't think people are gonna make a run wanting their deposit back, but we'll have 25,000 there available if they do. And we haven't paid, even when we tried to give the money back, we only gave back like $10,000 or $12,000, so I think we should be good. So we can have that on the agenda for next go round. And we did make our payment. I neglected to write down what the payoff was, but we made our building payment and an extra $40,000 in principal, I think it was. So that's why the fund 20 currently is at 40,000. So we actually made the payment, an extra payment, and got almost enough for the next payment. So,
Sweet.
so we're in good shape on that. If there's no other.
Oh, Mr. Mayor.
Yes, sir.
I think we should have some kind of policy if we have a major storm like we did the other day, that we go ahead and open up the water treatment plant the next day, so as people are cleaning up debris on the weekend, because I think it happened on a Sunday night, Saturday night? It happened Memorial.
Saturday night, and then we opened it on Monday.
Right, so I think that should just be standard procedure, that if it's a major storm like that and the town gets hit, that.
Well, the only reason we had to shut was because of over somebody, nobody gets stuck down there.
No, I know, but in the future even, when we had a tornado, it was kind of cattywampus too, a few years ago. We talked about a mobilization type of plan, but we never implemented anything. Like if people are out of power for a long time.
Right, yeah, that was the other question. Do we know how the city hall did when I don't know if power went off down here. It was off at my house for 18 years.
It didn't.
have a lift.
We lost a few
Good
cars.
part of
Yeah, we
it.
did too.
Yeah.
Well, I can tell you that the treatment plant was down for about 3 hours.
So the generator down there functioned okay?
Yes, I heard
Yeah.
over at the east end of Park, they were off for a while.
Yeah.
That's heading your direction.
2 days.
Because I know we discussed if the power, because, and I guess that'd be something to, I don't know what it showed, it was, right now, I think lights and certain circuits are on the generator, but finding out whether we've got capacity and whether we can use this as a cooling center or heating center. I think we'd be okay for heat because we're only gonna be running the blower, but if we're running a compressor, I don't know whether that's big enough to cover it. But, folks that may need oxygen concentrators or something that they need to plug in, could they come down here and use that to power their breathing machines and that sort of stuff? And I think Curtis, to your point, or, I'm sorry, Mr. Cole, to make sure that, yeah, to have carte blanche, just swing the gates over, I guess, maybe, but I think upon assessment, so that we don't have people getting buried in the mud down there.
Right.
But assuming that
And
the
it-
pavement or gravel holds.
Yeah. Since last Monday, whatever it was, it's been open 8 in the morning to 8 at night, every day.
And it may be wise just to put a Facebook post, hey, it's too muddy, we're
Right.
gonna have it open on Monday, you know, and we'll
Right.
be able to, you know, just so people are informed and know, because people are kind of freaking out a little.
Yeah, no, yeah, the good news was, yeah, I worked on a holiday weekend, and when I was down there, I saw 6 or 7 pickups down there. Did we have any issues of, I saw some, oars and some other wooden stuff, at least it was wooden, I didn't see metal this
We
time.
had,
I saw a metal barrel.
we had about 9 big bags, yellow trash bags full of trash. Yeah, it was pretty bad, but you know what? You can't let one bad apple ruin it for the whole bunch, you know what I mean?
Right,
But here it is, I mean, do we want to leave it open? Or do we want to close it now since they've had so long?
Yeah, so when do we go back to normal operating?
well, I say maybe we give it another weekend, and hopefully whatever happens this Friday is fairly mild. I don't think I've heard that, I think we're in a level 2 zone or something, but there's not gonna be that many trees left to blow down here to keep on going.
We got a lot of commercial people trying to dump down there, and I keep on running them out.
I appreciate that. All right. so-
Yeah, there's some things down there you couldn't carry in a pickup, let alone a deuce and a half. That's a big truck, everybody.
Yes, yes.
You ever drive one?
No.
Not yet.
Yeah. So if there's nothing else, I'll take a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? We stand adjourned. Thank you for coming.